Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and the Restless sees Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson throwing in with Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, and I think they're going to ruin their lives. I don't think it's going to end well for those two by choosing to work with the man formerly known as Aristotle Dumas. We're going to talk about how Billy and Phyllis might burn bridges that they're standing on by conspiring with Kane, and how they both may end up with nothing. So right now we've got Phyllis claiming to Sharon Newman's case that she's on the fence. She's not on Team Kane. That's what she said. But Phyllis did confess that she is considering an alliance with Kane because no one in Genoa City can stand to be around her. Nobody wants to hire her. However, before you buy a gift for Phyllis's pity party, don't forget she brought this all on herself. I mean, she's been a wackadoodle for years. But Red really started circling the drain when she faked her death to frame Diane Jenkins' Susan Walters. And she alienated her kids, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, and Daniel Romolotti Michael Grazietti, by letting them think she died. So Phyllis already burned down her own life, and now she's desperate for another shot. She needs approval. She's angry, lonely, and frustrated. She hasn't gotten laid in a while. I mean, let's be real. There's just not much for her to do since Summer left town and Daniel told her pretty much butt out of my life on Young and the Restless. So Phyllis is at loose ends personally and professionally. And ever since she heard the name Dumas, we have seen Phyllis weaving this whole insane fantasy about this guy that she didn't know being her key to a great new life. And now she knows who he is. Kane is considering using her, but he wants Phyllis to prove her loyalty. So she is considering betraying everybody she knows, including her beloved ex Nick Newman Joshua Morrow, to show Kane she's all in. She's on his side. The way Phyllis sees it, everybody in Genoa City has either betrayed her in some way or basically treats her like crap. And again, a lot of it is deserved. Not the stuff with Victor Newman, Eric Bredin. Victor has absolutely preyed on her, but pretty much everybody else, she's kind of burned those bridges herself. But with her and Kane, there's no bad history. There's no messy past. There's just a blank canvas and lots of potential between Phyllis and Kane. So that's why Phyllis is leaning towards siding with him. But imagine what happens if she starts spying on the few friends she has left and family, and is doing it for Kane. Any hope she had of acceptance in GC is going to be destroyed. I mean, Diane worked to restore her reputation, and she proved you could fake your death and implicate half the town in your supposed murder, and still restore your reputation. But Phyllis, she's not even trying. She says she's a better woman now. She's been saying that for the better part of a year, but none of her actions support that claim. Daniel is not going to like Phyllis aligning with Kane. You know, Summer won't like it, because that means her mom, Phyllis, is conspiring against her dad, Nick, and her grandpa, Victor. And to make matters so much worse, I suspect Phyllis gets more deeply involved with Kane very soon in a personal way. This week, Lily Winters, Crystal Callow hops in bed with Damian Kane Jermaine Rivers and starts a real relationship with him, and Kane is devastated and jealous. And Josh Griffith said that Phyllis gets a romance soon, and nobody in GC would touch her with a 10-foot pole. So it feels like it's going to be with Kane. And if everybody in Genoa City freaks, because Phyllis teams up with Kane for business reasons, if Phyllis also slides into his sheets, everybody may decide Red is irredeemable for getting close to Kane in every possible way. All right, now let's talk about Billy Abbott. He is so butthurt about Victor basically tricking Jill Abbott Jess Walton into selling him Chancellor. Again, justified. Victor set up Billy. He told Jill some wicked lies and half-truths. He got Lily to conspire with him and basically misinformed Jill as well. So yeah, Billy Boy feels betrayed. But now, Jack Abbott Peter Bergman has invested millions to give Billy a fresh start, a new business all his own, Abbott Communications, with the understanding that Jack wants Billy to move on with his life. Start fresh. Forget Victor, forget Chancellor. Just, make a clean break. Make that fresh start. Jack wants Billy to have a good life and not get caught up in self-destructive thrill-seeking behavior. And now, Jack Abbott is annoyed to see Billy handing over the reins to Sally Spectra so that Billy can conspire with Kane to take down Victor. It's not about Sally. It's about what Jack intended when he invested. What's crazy is there's no reason for Billy to think he can trust Kane. He knows how dodgy that guy is. He came to Genoa City pretending to be Billy's half-brother. Kane came to town as Con Man. He was raised by Con Man Colin. He is dodgy as heck, and they only have his word that he's changed. And it's quite clear he hasn't. But Billy is a gambling addict, and the thrill of the chase, the excitement of risk, is something he just cannot resist. So Jack is already outraged with Billy, but he won't back down. He's pushing forward with his plan to conspire with Kane no matter what it cost him. And Jack basically said Kane was going to cost Billy to lose 2 companies, Chancellor and Abbott.com, because Jack doesn't think there's any way this risk is worth it. Plus, he thinks Billy is throwing his life away on vengeance against Victor. Now, I don't think Jill will be upset if Billy conspires with Kane, because Jill loves Kane despite his past and, Colin and all that, which has raised him to be a dubious dude. Right now, Billy has been rejecting Jill because he's so angry she sold Chancellor to Victor. But Billy working with Kane could actually pull him back closer to Jill. But most of everyone else in GC is not going to handle this well. Victoria Newman Amelia Heinel is annoyed with her dad attacking Billy, but I don't think she'll approve of her baby daddy conspiring with Kane. In the end, Phyllis and Billy are both heading down a rough road by throwing in with Kane. And if she hadn't already, Phyllis will alienate anybody in her life that was still talking to her. She's going to lose Nick's respect. That's going to hit her hard. Plus, even though Summer's off-screen, she will be furious at Phyllis. Meanwhile, Billy could do some serious damage to key relationships with Jack and others. So, part of the problem is Billy has no idea what Kane's true agenda is, the whole extent of it. Billy just thinks Kane's after Chancellor. And he is, but that's just a little sliver of the pie. Kane is after everything. Newman Enterprises, Jabbo, Chancellor, Winters, all of it. Kane is out to take everything from the Abbotts, the Newmans, and the Winters families. So if Billy inadvertently helps Kane steal Jabbo from Jack and the Abbotts, that's a lifer for him. As for Phyllis, if Kane rips away Chancellor and Newman, Nick and Summer and others are going to despise her. But to be fair, Phyllis knows that Kane is aiming to take everything from everyone, and she's on board. So people are going to be mad at Phyllis for knowing what Kane planned and being totally complicit in it. Even though Billy's partially blind about Kane's agenda, let's be real. Phyllis has her eyes wide open. And that is why both of them are about to ruin their lives getting in bed with Kane. And in Phyllis's case, that might be literal. It's going to be a train wreck. And I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see it happen. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.